Hello everyone, Fanta here, you're watching Fantavision, and today I'm discussing Back 4 Blood, which is the spiritual successor to the series Left 4 Dead, made by some of the same creators of that series. Now, is this really the Left 4 Dead 3 we've been begging for, that we've been hoping for? The notoriously absent number 3 that we've been hoping from Valve? Did Turtle Rock pull it off? Well, not really. Now, I know that's already going to piss off some people because this game already has some defenders, even though it's only been in like a closed beta and open beta pretty soon. But the gameplay, I don't know. It just feels like it's lacking something. When you're shooting zombies, I don't know. It just doesn't feel nearly as satisfying as Left 4 Dead. When you're shooting zombies in Left 4 Dead, first of all, there's no hit markers in Left 4 Dead, and I'm sure there's a way to turn that off, and if there's not, down the line, maybe they'll make that an option. But it's really unsatisfying and weird to have hit markers in this game. Another thing that is strange is that you have to aim down the sights to have any sort of accuracy. You can just kind of shoot from hip fire when they're super close, but I mean, you're constantly having to aim down the sights to shoot zombies from far away. And I get that's more realistic, and they're taking a lot more modern stuff instead of the old CSGO style. I'm going to crouch so the reticle gets smaller and I get more accuracy. But it's, I don't know, you're constantly stopping and aiming. Whereas in the other one, if you're trying to get some long shots, you're just crouching for a second and shooting, and you don't have to constantly aim down the sights. And it made the game feel a lot faster when you didn't have to aim down the sights. Another thing I really don't like is the design of the zombies. They're weird looking. And all the graphics overall. I know the game still has a couple months to go, but the graphics just don't seem that great. And I'm not a huge fan of the art style they went with, especially with the blood. The blood is just terrible. It's this weird explosion after every shot of blood, and it looks so bad. And then if you compare the gore of this game to Left 4 Dead, again, the gore and the blood was just so much more interesting in Left 4 Dead. And this, I don't know, it just felt, it's so hard to explain, you have to play it, but it just felt weird. And it just left you feeling unsatisfied, especially when you got a headshot with something and it didn't instantly kill. Even the pistols in Left 4 Dead would instantly kill a zombie with the headshot. In this, there's damage modifiers to each gun, and they're like different rarities of guns, and now you have to worry about damage. I don't like that. I don't want to have to worry about amount of damage. I don't want to think about numbers. I just want to shoot zombies. And I get, there's a lot of games out there that have numbers and all that stuff, but if this is supposed to be a game like Left 4 Dead in the Left 4 Dead series, this isn't it. You know? This doesn't feel like the spiritual successor to a Left 4 Dead game. This feels like great value Left 4 Dead. This feels like it's not even made by the same studio that made the originals. And I get you have to modernize, you have to catch up with the times, but this doesn't feel like they added anything from the modern era that we wanted. We wanted the updated graphics. We did. We wanted the new weapons. And maybe they could have made the modification system for weapons interesting. Like, I like the idea that you can get new magazines, all those different things. It feels very Battle Royale-esque. Feels very Apex Legends and stuff like that, where you're getting new attachments for weapons. And that's great. That's something interesting. However, the way they did it here is so strange, especially the fact that you can't move attachments to another gun, even though it's like the same gun. Really? You can't move your assault rifle attachments to another assault rifle? Come on, guys. I mean, that's such a simple thing that so many other games have already done, and you're not doing it. Also, the characters, they don't have that same chemistry that the original games had. And I know you might be thinking, I'm looking back with rose-tinted glasses, but I mean, even back then, I chuckled at how they remarked to each other, and it was interesting, you know? It was, you pick a favorite character, or you just like them all. In this, I couldn't care less about these characters, and maybe that will change when the main game comes out. But again, these are my thoughts and opinions. I know it's scary for people to hear, but these are my thoughts and opinions of what we've played so far, because that's all I can go based off of. You know, that's all I can look at is what we have in front of us. So those are the basics of the gameplay, the game feel, all of that sort of thing. Let's move on to the campaign itself, which felt incredibly long. I don't remember Left 4 Dead campaigns being that long. And the fact that you have to restart all of that once you run out of continues is a nightmare. Like, it was already a pain in the ass in Left 4 Dead when that sort of thing happened. But in this, oh my God. I was like, no, I'm not doing that again. Because the gameplay did not make me want to keep playing it. I've played like 70 hours of Left 4 Dead 2, and yet I don't want to play more than 3 hours of this. But still, Left 4 Dead 2 has had this like lasting and constant satisfaction when it comes to the gameplay and the campaigns and everything involved in that. And some of the elements of the campaign are great. I like some of the set pieces. I like some of the places you go. But it just, I don't know, it did not capture me because the gameplay to me was still so lacking. So there's only so much that the campaign can do to make up for the fact that so many things about the core gameplay are just not, they're not right. And the verses, oh my God, the verses mode in this game is terrible. It's one of the worst versus modes I've played in a very long time. You know how much fun it was to play in Left 4 Dead? We're going to keep saying Left 4 Dead, it's fine. Do you know how much fun it was in Left 4 Dead to do the entire campaign as the infected and then swapping back and forth between the infected and the humans, infected and humans, and you're constantly trying to battle it out through the entirety of the campaign? Oh my God, it was so much fun. I loved that mode. It was great. This, do you think you get to go through the campaign? You get to swap back and forth through the campaign? Nope. You get this tiny ass little map with this stupid Battle Royale circle system. What's up with all these things you keep taking from Battle Royales? The like rarity system, the attachments, and this stupid freaking circle that doesn't make any sense in the context of this game. Because if you had a giant map and it's some sort of objectives on the map besides just survival, or even if you want to go with just survival, but let's say you had a big ass map, all you had to do was survive, and then the circle was going in, that would make sense. That would make a lot more sense. Or if you wanted to go the Battle Royale route, do that. That would be awesome. You have like 50 survivors, and then you have like a couple of people that are infected. You basically just steal from Halo at this point. You know where I'm going. And as the players die off on this big map, those players become special infected, and you have more and more special infected until there's just like one person left. And then maybe you have some sort of objective that you give that one person to try to escape without dying, but you've got like 49 special infected, so good luck. But if you're good enough, you can complete this sort of objective, and you can win the match, but you win the match regardless because you're the last person. And there's just so many things they could have done with this idea, and what do? They pick a basic-ass horde mode on a tiny little map, and they put the circle so like you're butt to butt with all your buddies trying to survive, and it's just not fun. And then if everybody leaves, this was really fun. Everybody left on the enemy team, and they were the infected. So there was no special infected the entire time. There's none of them. And so we basically just fought random zombies, like, you know, the common infected or whatever the hell these are called. And that's it. We would have played infinitely. We got to like the last round part, and there's no way to win. You just survive for as long as possible. That's it. So we're just sitting there for like 10 minutes shooting just the common infected. And we could have gone forever because we also had melee weapons, so even if we ran out of ammo, who cares? And then we just got bored and killed ourselves. The game didn't just end because there were no special infected. I don't know why it did that. Again, this is just a beta, whatever, but still, like, that's something you should put in immediately because that was not fun. You need to have people being able to join the game in progress if you're not going to just end the game after everybody else is left. Especially, I mean, at least throw some AI in there. Throw some AI special infected. I mean, if you have one or two people leave your team, you're screwed. You are absolutely screwed. You're not going to win because you're not going to have all of the special infected you need to actually beat the other team. So, terrible versus mode. If you like it, I don't understand. I mean, I would rather play Gears of War Horde mode than this. I mean, even the maps in Gears of War Horde mode are bigger than these, but man, it just sucked. It was not fun. I kept hearing it wasn't that great, and I'm like, it can't be that bad. And then I played it for myself, and I was like, oh god, what were they thinking? Now, for some more reasons why this ain't it. First of all, there's an edition that's $100. Turtle Rock Studios is known for this. They did this with Evolve, and they had like some super special Ultra Edition for like $100 and something bucks. They're doing it again. $100 is the top tier. That's ridiculous. No game should have these stupid Ultimate Edition modes. And again, when people tell me, hey, Fanta, these games have been $60 forever. They need to go up to $70. You're an idiot. Look at this $100 game. It's $100 to get the full experience. That's how I look at it. There are features missing. There are things and items missing from the main game that they are then selling later. That's the full experience. The Ultimate Edition for $100 is the full edition. Now, I've shown you some Left 4 Dead gameplay. What have you noticed? You probably have. There's like a turkey running around. There's Waluigi. There's Donkey Kong. There's a lot more blood than there used to be in the main game. There's so many different things that I've added to the game through mod support. The Left 4 Dead 2 modding community is amazing. They're adding custom maps, they're adding custom characters, weapons, infected, special infected, all of these different things breathe new life into this game and is what has kept me playing for this long and this many years. It is my number one go-to LAN or online get-together game because it's just, there's so much stuff you can do with it. And it will never get old because there's always something new to experiment with. Even like the energy that you can get. I don't even remember what the original thing was, but I made them randomly generating energy brand companies. I have my med packs randomly generated. I have Nicolas Cage posters wherever there's a movie poster. I have so many different mods on here that make the game so funny and so much more fun to me. And guess what? Back 4 Blood has no mod support. They have confirmed there will be 0 mod support. Why? Because they can't charge you for mod support. And if they tried, they'd piss off a ton of people, including me. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's because of crossplay. Skyrim has mods. Okay, so where's your reasoning? Console games can have mods if the developers aren't too lazy to put them in there. If you don't put the system in there or you just don't want to, you're right, it won't have mod support. But even then, let's say the console doesn't get mods, but they have mods for the PC. They're like, oh, well, crossplay is going to make that not work. Wrong. We all have different mods when we're playing Left 4 Dead 2. That doesn't impact other people's games. It just doesn't. All of my people look like Halo people. To everybody else, they look like whatever mod they have installed. All my guns are a certain way. All their guns are a certain way. It doesn't matter if our games don't look exactly the same if they all play the same way. So there's 0 reason that they can't put mods in this game except for the fact that they want to charge you for as many things as possible, which is another thing that Turtle Rock is known for. And again, look at Evolve. There will also be annual passes on top of the microtransactions. No, this game, wow. I was already hesitant before this game came out. I heard about all these things before we got to this closed beta. And I was like, okay, the only way they can justify any of that crap, which I would still be against, and I'd still point out and be like, that's not okay, especially when you have a $100 edition of the game already, if it was better than Left 4 Dead. And it's just simply not. They want $100 for a lesser game that we all got for free at one point on Steam. This game is not going to have the infinite possibilities that Left 4 Dead had, so it's not going to be infinitely replayable. It's not going to stand the test of time. I know the graphics are better, but I just went back and played Left 4 Dead 2. Still holds up, in my opinion. Yeah, it looks a little bit dated, but guess what? I don't care. It's not all about graphics. It's about the gameplay. And the gameplay feels so solid and so satisfying, even to this day. The way the director works in those games is amazing. It's constantly changing every single campaign you play. It'll never be exactly the same where the witches are, where the special infected are, what the different weapons are, where the pickups are. It's constantly changing every single time you play the game, which makes it feel fresh and new. You're playing the same maps over and over and over, but the campaigns are long enough that they don't overstay their welcome, but they're also long enough to the fact that you can play them over and over and over. And there's so many different set pieces and environments that keep them interesting. There's so much amazing game design and well thought out things in the Left 4 Dead series that it makes me wonder where the hell those people went, because it doesn't feel like they're at Turtle Rock Studios anymore. It feels like a shell of its former self. I don't know if Valve was pulling the strings to all that cool stuff or what, but this ain't it. Honestly, if this game were to come out today, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. The card system, which I forgot to even talk about, there's so many interesting possibilities with the card system, but I have a feeling that they're going to find a way to charge you for cards down the road. I guarantee that there is going to be some cards in the future that are locked behind a paywall in one way or another. And when they do that, it'll make the game pay to win. Simple as that, because they have stat bonuses, so the people with the best cards are going to do the best. So if you're playing in versus mode, the people with the best cards going to kick your ass. If you're playing in campaign, people with the best cards going to be top of the leaderboard. Either way, it's going to be pay to win if they really do make that a part of their microtransactions. But there you go. Back 4 Blood. Great value Left 4 Dead, but even then it's not a great value. So I guess that doesn't even make sense. It's such a shame. I was really looking forward to this game, and I've been waiting for a new Left 4 Dead game for so long. And World War Z was okay, but it just didn't feel the same. And then this game, I don't know. Unless they change a lot before this game comes out, which I don't think they will. They almost never do. It's just another mediocre title trying to be Left 4 Dead, but failing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, how you felt about the game or what you've seen from it. And, of course, like the video if you guys liked it. Subscribe for more content. And as always, have a fantastic day. See you, everybody.